I'm Jamie Hooper with Remax Crest and jamiehooper.com, and today we're here to update you on the current condition of the Greater Vancouver real estate market. But before we do that, I'd just like to remind you, if you get any value from these videos, any enjoyment, please either click the thumbs up, make a comment, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, or like our Facebook page. We've been reading a lot of things in the media and seeing it on TV about how slow the market has been around Greater Vancouver for the last 3 or 4 months. And you know what? It's true. The market is substantially slower than it's been for the last couple of years. But there's some things that the media doesn't report on. And it's not that they're leaving things out or being dishonest. They just don't know how to analyze the statistics as much as someone in the business does. So I'm going to go through these statistics here and show you some of the numbers behind us here on the screen. If you have a look, let's talk about the condo market for a few minutes here and talk about which parts of the market are sellers' markets. That's right. The lower ends of the market in most communities in the condo and townhouse market are still sellers' markets. If you have a look at the downtown market, for instance, the first one, under 1.25 million, so anything priced below $1.25 million is not just a seller's market, it is an extreme seller's market. But right after that, when you get above 1.25 million, it's like falling off a cliff. Anything priced above 1.25 million is an extreme buyer's market. And just going through the rest of them, if you have a look at the Vancouver Westside, seller's market up to 1.75. Have a look at Richmond, seller's market up to 1 million, and then it's a drop, and then it drops off. They've all got that point where I call it the drop-off point or the tide line, where you get to that point, and if you have a look at them, pretty much every one of them, except for Ladner and West Vancouver, are all sellers' markets in the lower part of the market, the condo and townhouse market. Then if you have a look at the detached housing market, same thing behind us here. Every one of them, the lower end of the market, is a seller's market, and then they have their drop-off point. The West Side is the only exclusion to that. The West Side of Vancouver, up to $4 million, is what we call a balanced market. There's an equal amount of buyers and sellers, and then when you get over $4 million, it drops off. So and again, the media they're not being dishonest in reporting on this. They just aren't, if a guy's a news reporter and he's there to talk about it and tell you the story, he's probably not a numbers analyst to give you this information. Changing subjects for a few minutes, I'm starting to see a bunch of things that you forget about. The market's been so busy for the past few years, you forget certain things come up. Last week, I had a realtor call me and request a second showing on a property. And I was like, a second showing? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that term. What it means is buyers looked at the property once and they want to come and have a look at it a second time. For the past 3 or 4 years, there's been no time for that. You came to look at it and you were writing an offer within the next 24 hours or so. So that was kind of a different thing. But let's talk about how to get top dollar for your home if you're selling it in this market. Things to remember in selling in a slower market. Number one, sticking to your guns on price. This is something that I go into and speak to people, and the first thing they say to me, because they don't want any salesmen coming in there and underpricing their home and not getting full value. I understand that. But the first thing they say is, I'm in no hurry. I'll take all the time to get this done. Really bad idea. If the market's declining and you're going to stick to your guns at whatever price it is, well, the market's going to be going down on you, and the longer you wait, the less time you have. So number one, that's one thing to remember. Number two is, don't get insulted if someone comes and writes an offer that is less than you expect. Whenever I see people getting insulted and offended on a business decision, it usually doesn't work out very well for them. So try and keep an open mind. It's harder when you sell your house. You have tons of personal memories around there, and that's kind of what gets things muddled up there. But don't get insulted. It doesn't work in your favor. And the last thing to remember is, if you are already in the market and you're selling your home and your house doesn't get as much as you were anticipating, but you're going to stay in the market and you're going to go buy something else, it doesn't matter, because it's not just your house that's declined in values, it's everyone. And it's not a personal attack on you or a personal insult to your property if it's gone down in value. It's just the way the market is. So hopefully some of this information helps you out if you're selling your home. I'm Jamie Hooper with RE/MAX Crest. I'll be back again very soon to talk about other topics in the states of the market. And I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this.